Hi, this is Anthony McVeigh. I was the writer, director, co-producer and one of the corpses from the film She. Now the film was originally made and shown at a cinema screening in Margate for the 2010 Two Days Later short film competition. After it was shown there and we got a pretty good response, I then sent it off to Go Zone magazine, and luckily they agreed to show it in issue 63 on the Cover Mountain DVD. Now, so for this commentary, I'm basically just going to try to give you a little insight on the movie. Basically, the scene you can see here on the road scene, it was actually the last scene that were filmed in the movie. We did all the indoor stuff first and then went to doing the outdoor stuff later. A little bit of the footage where you see Lee, who plays Tobias, where you see him driving his car, that was filmed on a different day. But this bit here, where it's basically on a small country road, that was filmed in a little kind of country road looking place in Gosforth. It was quite funny. There was a bit where Terry, who plays She, was standing by the side of the road, all covered in blood and stuff, and a car went past and she tried to hitchhike. It was quite funny. It didn't actually stop though. This scene was quite entertaining to do. It wasn't actually all that hard. We had like plenty of storyboards and like everyone knew the script, so it was quite easy to do. The contact lenses were a bit of a bother to get in. Lee was poking his eyes out trying to get them in. I had a couple points, so made it a little bit more difficult. Good thing Lee didn't have to have them in all the time. I know Terry really wasn't enjoying them too much. Now, one thing that was a little bit difficult with the film was putting the sound effects in. That was one of the final bits that we had. The original edit of this scene actually had a whole bunch of extra sound effects added, which in retrospect I thought were rubbish, so I ended up taking them out and basically messed around with the sound a bit to make it a bit better, which I hope you like it. I hope you appreciate the way the sound is right now. Now this is actually one of the opening shots that we did. We originally started with like all nice clean clothes, no blood anywhere, just in Lee's bedroom. We actually filmed in Lee's house for the majority of the movie. We also filmed in Terry's house, and well, you know, the country road scene, that was on a country road. Didn't quite have a house big enough to film that indoors. This scene here, where Lee walks in and sees She for the first time in light, I'm quite proud of the scene. I think it adds a lot of effect to the whole movie. Basically, as the Tobias character comes into the room, he's just completely oblivious to what's happened. It's like the night before, it's supposed to have been kind of like a dream, so he doesn't even remember what really happened. So when he goes into the living room and he sees that She is there, it's quite a surprise for him. And I just wanted it to be a little odd and a little unnerving. Now the bathroom scene was one of my favourite scenes to do. Bless her, she had to be a corpse in the bathtub for the longest time out of all the corpses in the movie. So felt a little bad for her a couple of times. So she did really well though. I was quite proud of her corpse acting. One thing that I quite enjoyed about this scene was one of my best friends, when he saw this scene, basically when he watched the movie for the first time, he was quite scared when it got to this point, so he had to switch off. So I think the sound effect on it is one of the reasons for that. Basically, the sound effect was originally just Terry outside of the room, just kind of clawing our way across the floorboards, and I think it really has got quite a freaky sound, so using it was really quite good. Ooh, this bit here, you notice if you see the outtakes, when Lee and Terry had to stare at each other in their eyes, it was one of the shots that I had to do over and over and over again. Basically, they just couldn't keep a straight face. So I think it worked out pretty well in the end. I think it looks really quite effective, and I like the contacts that they both wear. I hope that it shows everyone the impression that when the Tobias character ends up getting possessed, his eyes change. Now this scene, the hitchhiker scene, once again was a funny hitchhiker moment where Emma, who plays the hitchhiker, she actually stuck her thumb out as she thought that Lee was coming along driving the car. It turned out it wasn't him. they didn't pull over either. Basically, whenever you hitchhike, people don't seem to pull over these days. Not that I've ever noticed them doing it.
Is everything alright?
So with this little bit here, from outside of the car looking in, I hope that the voice sync works out well, because the audio I used was actually from a different shot. But I think it's pretty seamless and you don't really notice it. Now this bit here where you see Emma being smashed up against the window, that wasn't actually the car window. I actually brought a sheet of glass around so that we could spray loads of blood on it and not get it all over the car. Now here comes Ashley with her opening moment. Now I hope that when people saw the film, or see the first bit of the film, when Lee, the Tobias character, is lying in bed, there's a photo at the side of the bed of a girl who's supposed to be Tobias' girlfriend, and of course that's Ashley, who you can see. Ooh, there's the dead clown. Basically, why to have a dead clown in the movie is one of the criteria to get the film into the 2 Days Later competition. So that's why I had a little Slipknot clown corpse. Now all the makeup that was done in the movie was done by Ashley and Terry. I think they did an awesome job. I basically bought a makeup kit and basically let them do whatever they wanted to everyone. Everybody was such a good sport, really. The place ended up getting really, really bloody. And I think the corpse makeup, really, it's quite good. I think there's a lot of variety. In retrospect, that iron really should have been on the other side of Ashley's head to make it look a bit more natural with the way that she fell. And a few people have told me that. Now this dragon scene was quite fun. Don't know if it was too fun for Ashley, but Flash, one of the corpses, who you can see, if you see on the outtakes, you do see that he does quite enjoy when Ashley gets pulled around. Now this is the big gore moment. I was quite proud. One of the previous winners from 2 Days Later, who won Best Gore, sent me a message saying that they liked the gore in the movie. So that was one of the big money moments where we got the meat out, got the fake blood out as well. Now, here's the next day. So I like the idea of just having a character waking up completely covered in fake blood. Well, of course they wouldn't think it's fake though. But wake up in fake blood, they can't remember how they've got that way, and they're all kind of freaked out. So yeah, Tobias is basically walking around his house, he's seeing corpses everywhere. The idea is that he's supposed to be thinking, oh no, I've done this, what's happened? He doesn't really have a full idea of what this guy's been doing. But as it goes further and further into the scene, he starts remembering more and more of what he's been doing as he's being possessed by the she character. Now, the original trailer for this movie ended up basically being all about the corpses and all about the scene. Thought it was the most effective point in the movie to draw people's attention to it. Now, that screaming, by the way, of Ashley, that was all actually done in the country road, but we dubbed that over for the film. Didn't want to do it inside of anyone's house. Oh, by the way, the bathroom is actually Terry's bathroom, it's not Maria's house. Now, part of this scene was inspired by the Korean movie Thirst, where there's a couple of characters that end up getting killed and hung above the bath with their feet cut off. So, that was the whole point about this. I did actually want to have the bath completely filled with blood. I wanted it to be a bloodbath so that when the she character ends up like going into it here, so that there's a big splash everywhere and she ends up getting completely submerged. But we didn't really want to do that to Sora and get her completely covered. Can say that for a future movie. Now, at this bit here, this was actually filmed a couple different times. Basically just told Lee and Ashley and Terry to go over the scene a few different times from a few different angles and then basically just edit it all together. There was originally a whole bunch of storyboard ideas for it, but I figured it would be a good idea, rather than going through the storyboards, just making it so that could be more kind of natural and let them act out kind of theatre style. Now, in retrospect, I really should have had like a bucket of fake blood or something to throw over Lee's face here. And it isn't as bloody as I wanted it to be. I really wanted to make it very much like Evil Dead when Ash gets all the fake blood put in his face. Now, there were originally going to be alternate endings, like One where Ashley's Emily character gets away, one where the Tobias character kills himself, and another one where the Tobias character just kills his girlfriend. We ended up just going with the one though where he kills her. Felt it was good to have a kind of cold ending to draw attention to it. And here are the end credits. The photos we'll talk about were taken by Kayla, the professional photographer related to the production. I think the photos are quite awesome and they really add a lot of credibility to the credits. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching the movie. It was really quite fun to make, and yeah, just look forward to the next movies that we make. Plenty more to come in the near future. Yeah, gotta love Terry crawling over the corpse of Ashley there. It's awesome. Well, night night. Catch you later. Bye.